I'm Kerry Fink with Helping Seniors of Brevard. It's time for Helping Seniors Update. We've made it to Friday. Yay, Friday, August the 7th. And on behalf of Joe Steckler, our president and founder, and Kim Bernard, our education specialist, and the entire Helping Seniors team, of which Jennifer Helin is one, because not only is she the owner and excellent proprietor of Seniors Helping Seniors of Brevard, she's also a board member with the Helping Seniors organization and volunteers a lot of her time helping us to just make sure that we are taking good care of seniors in Brevard. So how are you doing today, Jennifer?
Great, Kerry. How are you doing?
It's all good. It's all good. We keep talking about this, that we're all making the necessary adjustments. And it does seem, even when they're talking about lots of increased caseload and things like that for COVID, the universal thing that I keep seeing is, as long as we are very careful to follow all of the CDC guidelines and hear what our governor is telling us, it seems like we're able to navigate this safely, though.
I think so. I think as long as we're prudent and we are wearing our masks, we're practicing social, distance, we'll be okay. We'll get through this.
Yeah, it seems like that, because the cases that I hear a lot of times, it's really complicated, but clearly it's something we have to be careful for. And I think what happens is where we see this happen, it's a good reminder to us to keep up all those precautions that have gotten us through it, and I think we'll make our way fine through it. So I'm actually excited about the topic. I was talking with Jennifer. I said, Jennifer is on the radio every third Wednesday of the month. Jennifer is the guest with Joe and myself on WEJF FM, which is 30,000 watt station, blasts up and down the Space Coast at 90.3. And at the end of the radio show that we did last month, and by the way, folks, you can always go to helpingseniorbrevard.org and catch those shows again, really on demand, because we archive everything we do, whether it be TV, whether radio. You can go back for years through the Helping Seniors newsletters. You can even go back through the library of Helping Seniors updates if you'd like to. But at the end of the show last week, we talked for just a brief second about something that I think is really exciting and really important, particularly in COVID times. And that's a whole thing that you guys have become part of with Seniors Helping Seniors. And that is this, Electronic Caregiver program. And I wanted to really get you to talk a little bit about that, because in this day of isolation where we're trying to keep safe by staying apart, we still got to find a way to remain in communication so that we stay safe, right?
Right. So this is something I'm really excited about, and we've been working on here in Brevard County. Since the end of 2019, there was a lovely lady, Stephanie Tenney, who was doing Electronic Caregiver here, and so I became familiar with the product, really liked it, and referred to Stephanie. She unfortunately retired, and so no one took up the Electronic Caregiver, bandwagon after, and they approached me and asked if we would like to be a representative. So we really had liked the product before, but I researched and looked at all of the different products that are out on the market to make sure that this is the correct one for us to kind of get behind. And doing what we do, we see the wisdom in having someone have an emergency alert button just in case. It's kind of insurance. I did the research. I absolutely fell in love with it. Said this is the correct technology. They've really got some amazing technology behind them. We want to represent Electronic Caregiver. And our most recent news that I haven't even been able to tell you yet, Kerry, is that as a franchise, they decided, we probably should represent a company or partner with a company that does these electronic alert systems, emergency systems. Who should we represent? So they formed a committee and went out and searched again for all of the different companies that do these things. And they came up with the same conclusion that I did, that Electronic Caregiver was the best product out there for our seniors. So now franchise-wide, Seniors Helping Seniors as a company just this week announced that we are partnered with Electronic Caregiver worldwide. So
Wow.
we're really excited that it just kind of confirms what we already knew here in Brevard County, that it's a great product and that it can help us help our seniors stay safe.
I was thinking because, first of all, we sort of laughingly remember that the commercial, I've fallen, I can't get up, but it's no
Exactly.
laughing matter, actually. When you're living by yourself, or you don't have people coming into your house, which may be especially the case, right, with COVID and
Exactly
the
right now.
restrictions like that, it's
Mhm.
even more important. And I remember many years ago, this was like early in the days of Helping Seniors, Joe interviewed a gentleman who was doing something with that. But I have to imagine in the 10 years or so, the technology has really moved forward. What does the service look like? How does it actually work?
So the technology is amazing, and I actually have the
Oh, wow.
one of the pendants on right now, so it looks like a wristwatch. This can come out and go on a lanyard as well. But these are really convenient because they're also waterproof,
Oh,
and so I can wear it 100% of the time. I never have to take it off, especially in the shower, because a lot of times that's where accidents happen in the shower. And it can be just as basic as an emergency alert button. So I fall, I hit this button, they get in contact with me, see if I need help, how am I doing? If it's a situation where I can get up and I can get up on my own and I don't need any help, they'll just kind of talk to me and assess that situation and make sure, all right, she's good. Can we make any phone calls for you? If I didn't respond, they would call 911. But you can set it up to call a neighbor, a daughter, so, another emergency contact, and then 911. So it's really set up the way you prefer it to be set up.
yeah.
So it's just, basic. It can be as basic as just that little insurance policy that, God forbid, you fall, someone knows about it. And that's really important because we've had that in the past where family members
Mhm.
and also clients who have fallen and no one knew, if we're only in 3 times a week or twice a week,
Right.
the rest of that time that person's alone and they're on the floor and can't get to the phone, that is a horrible place to be in. We had a lady fall. We were there in the afternoon. We laughed. She fell.
Wow.
It wasn't until the next day that the postman, luckily, it was a neighborhood where all the houses are together, and he was putting the mail in her mail slot, and he heard her yell out, so called 911. So
Wow.
she was on the floor for 24 hours, but thank God it wasn't any more than that because the postman, was able to call 911 for her. But we don't want anybody to sit on the floor,
No, that
and this
that
would
is
prevent that.
that is so rough. So, did I hear you say that this is not a one-way communications device? That it actually can talk back at you?
Yes, yes. So
Wow.
and there's even, so I'm going to show you this little receiver
Uh-huh.
here that sits in a cradle when you're at home, but this comes with you when you get in the car and drive off. So you're in the Walmart parking lot
Mhm.
and maybe you don't feel safe, or
Wow.
because unfortunately that has happened to my sister. My sister's tiny; she's only 4'8",
Sure.
and she got mugged in a Walmart parking lot. This, you can hit that button. It's got a GPS locator. They know exactly where you are, and you can ask for help that way too. So it doesn't have to be just at home. It could be wherever you go. And we want our seniors to be, not so much right now during COVID, but we want them to be independent and still going out and being social when
Yeah.
the coast is clear. But this would help that situation of, I'm going to go out and in the car and drive around, but I could have a medical emergency. I could have something happen while I'm out, and this would take care of that problem. So that's just an added layer of protection in that GPS. If we do have someone with maybe very, very early onset dementia, and the
Yeah.
family tells us they've never wandered before, but there's always that first time, we can tell exactly where they are.
See, that's what is phenomenal about, because I had originally, it just shows how I haven't kept up with what's going on with the technology. I assumed it was a button that you would push and then they would at least know that you pushed like some sort of a panic button. I didn't realize that it had those other functionalities, that number one, they could respond to you, and number two, that they actually know where you are. That's incredible, I would think.
Well, and it will tell me to take my medications. So however many times you take your meds, you can set it up that it will remind you in the morning, or it will remind you in the evening, or breakfast, lunch, and dinner, whatever your schedule is. It can give you a quick medication reminder. And life gets busy, we forget, we're human. So that it's a nice little reminder system that, oh, yep, that's right, it's 9 o'clock, I need to go take my medications. It will do an activity alert. So you can have a caregiver app. So the family has an app on their phone that they know that they can go on and peek in. It's not intrusive for the senior, but the family knows that, yeah, mom's been active today or mom's not been active. Or if mom leaves a certain radius,
Wow.
it's triggered. Or if mom doesn't, if mom doesn't get out of bed and go into the kitchen in the morning
Right.
by 10 o'clock,
Hmm.
we know that.
Wow. I was just thinking,
You can set it up that you could know that. So it's amazing. Yes.
it's like parents who keep up with their kids' locations, on their smartphones. But this is actually a level beyond that, because you're setting the parameters, because how your loved one is and what's normal pattern. And it sounds like you can actually make this thing give you updates based on when things go sort of out of the ordinary.
Exactly. And now, unfortunately, because of the land of COVID, we can also set up Bluetooth devices, so we can track someone's oxygen levels. We can do the pulse ox, the
Wow.
weight,
Wow.
temperature, glucose, and what else? I'm missing. Oh, blood pressure. So we can track that all from the home. They don't have to go to the doctor. And
Wow.
what's really nice about that is you're looking at trends every day right from the home. All of that information is uploaded. If there is, all of a sudden the temperature starts to go up, or the oxygen level comes down, blood pressure goes up, we can, that, and the doctor's notified, and hey, there's a change here. We need to maybe have a doctor's appointment or do a telemed appointment
Mhm.
to say maybe medications need to be tweaked, or let's get them in before something really happens. So it's we're looking ahead instead of reacting, after the blood pressure's been up for 3 weeks.
Wow. That
We're
that is
being able to be proactive.
that is such peace of mind, isn't it? Because what's going on. And even, particularly in the COVID world, where, maybe you're a caring son or daughter and you want to look after mom, but you maybe are out in an environment and you want to be sure you're not tracking something into the house, or things like that. And wow, just to be able to have that. And not only that, it's got to help the doctors, right? Because then now they see a trend line, they see what's been going on, and they can say, well, this is definitely out of the normal. We want to check this out. Or no, everything's okay. You can relax.
Exactly. So it's really helpful that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
It just seems incredible, all the things. And it basically looks like a Dick Tracy wristwatch,
I
right?
know, isn't it great?
So
Makes
now
you so
now I guess
connected.
the obvious question is this affordable? I mean, do you have to be rich to have this service, or how does it work?
So the base model starts at about $30 a month. There's a
Wow.
one-time $25 activation fee, but it's about $30 a month, and it goes up from there with the different levels of with the Bluetooth devices and different things, the different levels, it goes up incrementally. But the base model comes with that emergency alert
Yeah.
system. It's got the GPS, it's got the medication reminders. So a lot of times the beginning, that's what people need, is just that base model. And then if they have some health conditions that need monitoring,
Mhm.
they can add those from there.
So literally for about $30 a month, you can make sure that somebody is staying safe, and most importantly, has an ability to get help fast if they can't get to a phone, or they left their smartphone someplace else or whatever. I love the idea that it's just attached to you. That has to be, not only does it have to be great for peace of mind for the person who has it, but the people who care about that person. It just seems like an incredible step forward, both technologically and safety wise.
It is, and I know I've had a number of seniors tell me, well, I have my cell phone on me all the time.
Hmm.
But that's not always true, because I had a family member who fell coming from the bathroom one night, And he didn't have his cell phone on him because, of course, that was over on the bedside table. So when he fell, there was nothing near him, and it took him 2 days to be able to finally crawl over to the telephone to be able to call 911. He's not in where he does not live in an area where anybody else lives. There's no family close by.
Right.
You know, he's retired, so there's nobody checking on him on a daily basis. Hey, he didn't make it to work. So unfortunately, it took him 2 days to get to the phone.
Well, and also as you mentioned before, you're not going to take your cell phone into the shower. So if you have some incident or something going on there where you're not feeling safe, you know, you're not going to be able to get help right away. But with this, it's right there with you, so you can just pop that button, say, you know, I need some help now. Here's what's going on. Wow.
Exactly. And you're not, you know, I don't know about you, but when I get nervous, your hands don't work that well. So even if I have my cell phone on me, it may or may not, you know, it may take me 10 minutes to finally, you know, get it together to call, where this is just a push of a button.
One of the funniest, just to laugh, is a funny story, just to tell you something. Years ago, we had a building and that was we used for TV studios and things that we were doing in connection with the multimedia business. And there was brush fire all around. So somebody realized the flames were getting really close to the building. So in the moment of panic, think about this. It's funny now, but in the moment it wasn't. Somebody goes, we need to call 911. And the person who we sent back inside to actually dial the phone said, how do I do that?
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
and
in a panic.
and it's of course, you know, dial 911 means dial 911, but in that moment while you're trying to put it all together, it's not that simple, is it? Be a whole lot easier to just hit a button. Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. This is really incredible. And so it sounds like it's affordable too. And when you talk about the level of care that it can provide, you know, because telehealth, I really think, don't you, is going to end up becoming much more a new norm, because it really is quite helpful for seniors who otherwise are having to try to figure out a lot of hoops to be able to get ready to get to the doctor and just do all the things that are necessary with that, spending all that time in the waiting room. And this way, they're not only coming with, well, I haven't been feeling good for the past couple of days. The doctor's already got all the data right in front of them, right?
Got that information, and yeah, they will be able to see those trends, you know, hopefully before they actually happen. So like I said, we can be proactive instead of reactionary.
Wow, fantastic. So to get information, how do people get info on how this works?
So please call our office at 321-722-2999. And our office manager, Ricky, actually is our electronic caregiver guru. I put her in charge of this. And so she has really stayed 100% on top of all of the new technology that's coming out. And there's a lot more coming out in the near future of a true electronic caregiver. It's a tablet that will do so many things. It's amazing technology. It's not even out yet, but they're working on it, you know, and they're talking about it on their website and their Facebook page, and it's amazing. So that's one of the reasons why we really like this company, is they're thinking ahead and thinking, okay. And this is, of course, before even COVID. Now, unfortunately, because of COVID, I can see where it's really going to be helpful when it comes out. But
Even
amazing technology, amazing things coming.
So here's a question. So all somebody has to do is give you a call, get set up. And one of the things that I think I heard you say was that the cost of getting started with the program is really pretty nominal. I think you said it was like a $25 setup fee or something like that. Now, are you signing a long-term contract? Are you, how does it work?
No, it's month by month. There's no long-term contract. If you have it for 6 months and then someone moves to assisted living or something, you just they will send you a ticket to mail all the equipment back to them, and you're free to go. So there's no long-term commitment.
Wow.
And we have the base units here in the office. So Ricky, typically, if someone really wants to see how it works, and we have a demo unit, she'll bring out, show them exactly how it works. And if they want the service, she'll get it hooked up, ready to go for them right then and there.
What, you know, so when I add this up, if literally Literally, you're not under a long-term agreement. So as things progress and technology shifts, you haven't invested a lot of money into equipment or things like that, because you can basically move as the company upgrades. You're going to be able to move. And like you said, they're committed. You can start at one level and then step it up as your needs change. Why, I
Exactly.
mean, why on earth would you not give you guys a call and get set up on the program? Because number one, it's affordable. And then if you're not even having to sign for 2 years, 3 years, or something like that, you have the maximum flexibility in the world with 100% benefit, it sounds like to me.
Right. And the one thing that I do get from seniors and family members, trust me, my family's no different, that I don't need a fallen on I can't get up button. They remember that commercial and I don't need that. But we could all use it. Unfortunately, we all do stupid things like climb ladders Friday night when nobody else is around and accidentally fall off. And if you hit the tile floor, that's a problem. And it doesn't look like an emergency alert button. It kind of blends in with everything else, and it's just insurance. It's insurance to know that if something happens, that somebody can be there for me. So, especially our people that live alone, but even, the couples that we have where maybe, the wife or the husband are incapacitated, so they're at home all the time, but the spouse goes out and does the grocery shopping or does other things while they're gone, that they have peace of mind that their loved one is protected.
Wow, it's such an amazing product slash service, and really, like we've talked about, during a time of COVID, during a time, it was a good idea in all cases, but now during this particular time, it even seems that much more important. So, real quick again, to give a call and maybe investigate all this further, they should give you guys a call. Tell that number again.
It's 321-722-2999.
Good, thank you. And also, just as a reference to, I assume you guys are open and people are able to give you a call if they need some help at home. And I was going to just ask you to give us a quick update about the Seniors Helping Seniors side of what you do.
Oh, thank you. Yes. So to date, we are COVID free still. We have not had a caregiver or a client have the virus. We've been really careful. We're what I tell everybody is we're very careful with our caregivers. Our caregivers are seniors themselves, so they're vulnerable. So we're really keeping them safe. And by keeping them safe, we're able to keep our clients safe. So we are continuing to do services. We're continuing to take new clients on. Again, we're asking all of those COVID questions to our clients too, because we want to make sure that our caregivers are safe coming in,
Right.
and we can keep that safety circle going. And we, hopefully in 6 months can continue to say that we have always been COVID free. But we're definitely seeing a lot more folks who are calling for services really purely for companionship because of COVID. They are staying home, they're staying out of the public eye, and it's getting stressful. It's wearing on people. The first couple of months are okay, but now we're seeing depression and anxiety, and so we're being asked to come in just to, in one situation, we're just going to be playing cards.
Yeah.
In another situation, we're doing a little bit of light housekeeping and meal prep while we're there for something new and different, but it's really about the companionship.
So important, so important. And everything that you're talking about speaks to that, whether it be the caregiver, the electronic caregiver service, or the real life seniors helping seniors caregiver support. It's all good. Thank you, Jennifer. So just real quickly as we close out on today, 2 dates to keep in mind, 10/10/2020. That is the date of the Helping Seniors Car Raffle. And we were just talking about that before we started on the Helping Seniors update. As all things are full speed ahead, obviously we're going to do everything safely and correctly. The worst possible case would be that we have to push the actual event itself off to a safe date. There's no anticipation yet that that would need to be the case. But in all cases, the car raffle does happen on October 10th. 2020. So you definitely want to make sure you get your tickets at helpingseniorscarraffle.com. The other date that I'm kind of excited about too, it's the same thing. But it's a cool date too. So it's fun to write down. It's 2/21/21, February 21, 2021. We're going sailing. That is the new rescheduled date for the Helping Seniors Foundation cruise. It's going to be on the MSC Seaside, sailing right here out of Port Canaveral, so you don't have to go far to get the ship. As Chris Morse, our resident travel expert, has explained, those ships, when they get to sailing, will be the safest places to be because the restrictions are going to be so tight and carefully adhered to make sure that we're all safe on board. So February 21st, 2021. And there's information about that, by the way, on the helpingseniorstravelclub.com, helpingseniorstravelclub.com. So take advantage of both those opportunities, and definitely give Jennifer and her team, Ricky, and the whole great group of folks there at Seniors Helping Seniors. And let's find out about the electronic caregiver. And so one last time before we jolt out of here, the phone number, and then if you have a closing thought or something you want to share.
All right, the phone number here is 321-722-2999. And just going to encourage everyone to stay safe out there. Continue your practices of social distancing and wearing masks, because we are seeing that works, and we want to keep everybody safe. And hopefully the safer we are, the sooner this will all be over.
That's right. Safe is a good word these days, so I like it. All right. Well, we hope you have a great weekend. And on behalf of Joe Steckler and Kim Bernard, and actually our whole Helping Seniors team, we'll see you back here on Monday for Helping Seniors Updates.
Thank you, Kerry.
Thanks.